There's a consistent joke with like space flight where they go, "Oh, it costs them millions of pounds to fix like a single cracked heating tile on the Challenger or something." This is a false example; it's not actually a thing. But the Russians have their space pod, and they're like, "Oh, the thing is broken. Is okay. Hit with wrench. Percussive maintenance. It's fixed."
Yeah, they basically get the lowest technical qualification. Sure.
In real life, I have fixed many a thing in my home that were like analog via the medium of percussive maintenance. That does just mean hitting things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This percussion drum. Anyway. Uh, but it probably best not to with things that are like super important and might kill everyone.
yeah. You might want to do that. Take a higher repair standard for things that would kill people, as you say. Yeah.
Now, admittedly, when it comes to repairing spaceships that are currently, you know, away from Earth in orbit, there have been some very interesting stories of astronauts having to jury rig the fuck out of a solution. Because, of course, they have nothing. You
Yeah.
can't bring up any extra materials.
Yeah, they're trained for that sort of repairing.
So, yes, duct tape has been used multiple times, electrical tape, in solving problems in space.
Yeah, but it's not as
Fairly
funny unless the
significant
Russians are doing it.
Because the Russians are doing it badly.
And they say it in a goofy accent.
It's Vladimir.
You as the rich. Why can't I plant these mushroom seeds?
I've played the Stalker games, and they take place in a fictionalized version of the Chernobyl exclusion zone. So you get a bunch of these fake Russian accents, and
I think I've seen that. Isn't that the one where they travel through time a bunch of times and they change history and they do it a couple of times and there's like a big golden statue of the guy in charge and it's like, oh fuck no.
no, that's Singularity. I was playing that a couple days ago.
Yeah, I'm probably thinking of that. Yeah.
That was one of the last games made by Raven Software. They barely managed to get it out the door without it being completely broken. When I played it last week, I had to download an FOV fix because it's insanely zoomed in by the default game. And you can't just edit an INI file because they pushed it out the door. But it's a decent enough game, Singularity.
Oh, I picked up melon seeds. Yeah.
I like to think that I got the best ending, and it was sort of by accident. So if at the end, so you get the idea that at the start of the game you save a scientist from a burning building, and then he becomes like this great evil bad guy who does all these time shenanigans. At the end of the game, you've got him, the good scientist, together in front of you. And you've got a pistol out, which I didn't have because I threw away the pistol at the very start of the game and never used it again because it's absolutely shit. But anyway, you've got a pistol out. And the good doctor is like, you must go back in time and shoot yourself because shooting the guy that you helped wouldn't kill him somehow. We're not going to explain that part. It doesn't actually make sense. But the point is, you must go back in time and kill yourself to save the world from evil Russia.
Keep the
And the other guy, the evil doctor you saved at the start, is like, no, if you join with me, we will rule the world as father and son.
Father and son. Yeah, it's gonna say.
You can join me. And I'm like, well, the first option is retarded. Why the hell would I kill myself? But I also, you're clearly evil and just gonna backstab me at some point. Like, obviously. So I just... Will the game let me shoot both of them? So I did. And it does have a different ending if you shoot both of them. Where you take over the world.
Yeah, why not?
I thought, oh, that is the best ending, because if you do what the good doctor guy says and let yourself be killed,
well, you die.
woe to those who seek him kingdom. That's a bit weird.
Yeah, what the fuck's that about?
I don't know. Anyway, if you kill yourself, the good doctor just takes over the world as well. Apparently, he's slightly less evil, his version of future Russia, but he still took over the world.
Yeah, it sounds like the ending of Curse of Strahd right there.
I wouldn't know.
It's like no matter which option you choose, it's basically a bad ending, and this is like slightly less bad endings. That's like the plot.
Like things are all fucked up. I didn't fix the future. Russia still took everyone over, but then I came along and took over like the broken colonies of America.
Awesome.
Using the time powers I got from the campaign to make me like a kind of an ultra powerful super guy.
Sounds like that Bioshock game.
You mean BioShock?
Well, Bioshock Infinite. Sure.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess if you were playing as the woman in BioShock Infinite, yeah.
La woman. Okay.
Except at the end, it's like Burial at Sea. See, the thing is, it doesn't. BioShock Infinite has the same problem with its ending as the Singularity Good ending, where it wouldn't solve the fucking problem.
Oh yeah, that's what you mean. Yeah.
Because you can't go back in time and kill yourself.
I mean, yeah, they did establish that.
Like, that is the grandfather paradox. It's one of the most well-known time paradoxes of all time.
Well, just because it's a paradox doesn't mean that all time traveling fictions has to exist by the same rules. But yeah.
I mean, the ones that we're shown there do.
Yeah.
So, because if it was the other kind of time travel that creates multiverses, then that also would that nothing you do would fix the future because the future is already created.
Well, that's why you do multiple timelines.
That's still the multiple universes.
Yeah, multiple universes. Yay.
Which, yeah, you wouldn't be able to. What you would do is create a second future rather than fixing the original future. So they both exist.
And then they will war with each other in by getting what's it called? Fucking hell! Why can't we remember anything from Loki?
Because it's bad.
But it was good.
I mean, it's not.
It was good. It was fun.
I'm willing to let you have it was fun.
Was it? Did you see Mandalorian either?
I haven't, but I've heard a lot of things that are wrong with it.
Oh, what a surprise! Another show that is so flawed.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you really can't just turn off your brain for a second and enjoy like a good show.
I can when it's not the point of the show to pay attention.
Oh, Mandalore is definitely not about paying attention. There's just a lot of explodey fun, and oh, this is a bad guy, and you get your comeuppance sort of thing.
No,
yeah.
but fucking stakes are based on logic. If you want the stakes to make sense, you have to make the logical backing behind them make sense.
Yeah.
Mandalorian is a show that constantly tries to put people in danger. Therefore, it must have stakes. Therefore, it must have logic.
It is.
You can't care about people if there's no logic behind it, unless, like, it is a complete farce, which Mandalorian isn't trying to be. It might be one, but that's not what it's trying to do.
It is widely appreciated by the community, so I don't know why you say it's bad.
Being wildly appreciated by the community doesn't make something good.
Yeah, but they think it's good, so their definition of good is different than yours, so don't be a Nazi.
I mean, if they want to say that they define it as good by a specific definition, that's fine, but I'm using the definition of actual objective quality, and it does not meet that standard.
Well, they're using the definition of entertaining.
That is completely subjective, and therefore it has, like, only personal meaning, and therefore isn't very useful in discussion, beyond just saying, I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah, which you're allowed to. It just isn't very useful in discussion.
Oh, god damn it. Well, what the hell am I meant to watch? I know you.
You can watch anything you like, dude. You can
Yeah.
watch Mandalorian and like it because it's fun.
I-
I'm not gonna call that a problem.
I know you say, Breaking Bad is a good show, so it's nice.
I say that it has been a long time since I've seen it, so I'd be willing to accept someone because my friend recently showed me some episodes from season 4 in particular, and they were a bit lacking in some ways. But the ending is good, and that makes up for a lot for me.
I mean, sure.
Could we
But-
please sleep?
Oh, yes, yeah. But if someone came up to you and said, like, oh, Breaking Bad is a terribly flawed show, and this is why, and would you just change your mind, or just stick with your appreciation of that show?
I mean, I can do both.
Mm.
Like, I could change my mind that, like, maybe there are more bad episodes than good, there are more problems than successes, but
You
also still enjoy watching it.
Are you saying you didn't enjoy Hank saying how much he didn't shit in his pants that second time?
I can't remember what that's referring to.
I mean, Hank got, like, crippled or something through the gun shooting, and he was just snapping at his wife that, yeah, I'm doing good, Marie. I didn't shit in my pants as much as yesterday. I'm making great progress.
Hank's interesting, because he's kind of a bastard, but unlike Skylar and his wife, he's a bastard in a way that's fun to watch. I like Hank.
Yeah,
He's a
Hank,
dick, but I like him.
Yeah, Hank is a fun character. He's
Whereas Skylar, I actually want to die. I think she's a worse human being than anyone else in the show.
I don't know why, but every time someone says Skylar, I always think that's the crippled son's name.
I mean, he's not great either.
Yeah,
Not by the last season where he's suddenly acting like a huge cunt.
yeah. It's like he
I
went-
was fine with him until he randomly pulls a knife on his dad, as if, like, just talk to him. Jesus Christ. You formed a bunch of opinions based on nothing.
Yeah, he went through like a couple of series like worshipping the guy, and then he just instantly turned on him. It's without even a conversation, as you say. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to talk to me about things I think are wrong with Breaking Bad, definitely the character shift for young Walt and Skylar. Not good.
And I didn't really enjoy Hank's wife that much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if there's anything wrong with her in like an objective story sense, but my god, is she not fun to hang around.
It's just that she didn't really do much besides like be a hypocrite. Like, oh, I'm better than you, even though she's got flaws herself. And it's like,
I'm better than you. Also, I'm a kleptomaniac.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
exactly.
maintain this entire character for fucking 4.5 seasons. And then she just stopped existing.
Pretty much. They could have at least killed her off if they weren't going to use her. What am I going to do now? I finished that.
Yeah, I'm perfectly willing to talk about stuff I don't like and things that I otherwise think are good. Or stuff that is wrong with a thing, because it's very difficult to find something that's perfect.
I mean, nothing has to be perfect. I'm not...
Nothing has to be perfect. It would be interesting to see something that was. I struggle to think of anything actually objectively wrong with the film In Bruges.
Never heard of that one.
Well, it takes place in Bruges.
Sure.
It's a comedy film with a pair of Irishmen. It's a dark comedy film with a pair of Irishmen who are also assassins.
And this is... Oh, well, that sounds interesting. But you say it's as close to a perfect film as exists?
I mean, I'm sure there are probably others. I have not seen every film. I'm just saying that, like, it doesn't have any errors that I know of, and therefore, from an objective stance, would be perfect. That doesn't mean it's, like, the best film that anyone will ever watch. It just doesn't have errors.
I mean, you gotta think about it. I mean, the point of, like, films and games and whatnot are entertainment. So, as long as it entertains, it should be qualified as good, surely.
But in order... So, it's a little bit different with games in that, the point of films and books, generally, is specifically to tell a story. Like, even if that story is mostly just flashing lights and colors, the actual, like, the concept, the thing that you are attempting to do is to tell a story within a medium. An objective
Okay.
quality of a story is whether or not it makes sense.
So you're saying mostly it's about communicating information?
Well, it's very simply that as part of a requirement for something to be a good story, it has to make sense. That is just a feature of a story.
Sure.
Because internal consistency affects stakes. It's just like people would be annoyed at like fucking who's the guy who did all the people would be annoyed at Aesop back in the day if one of his fables ended with just and then the grasshopper pulled out a lightsaber and said, "You ant can't have any of my grain even though you've already eaten it." And cut open the ant and retrieved all the grain and ate all the grain, and then the ant came to life as well and said, "Hello, I am a new ant that is better than the old ant, and we can be friends now."
You've obviously never played the game Frambo, but okay.
I actually am aware of Frambo, but Frambo is trying to tell a consistent story, just within the fact that she does have mental issues slash maybe it's a magical world setting.
Sure. But yeah, that ending sounds awesome. So let's do that and just say it's a good movie.
If you were attempting to do it as a comedy, it can follow different rules. It's difficult to judge comedy beyond just is it funny.
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
the point of a comedy story is no longer to make sense.
I mean, even comedies can still make sense, as you
They
said.
can.
Like,
I'm
you
just
can't-
saying that. I'm just saying that is not the point of a comedy story.
Yeah, you
The
can't. just
point
be-
is to create the laugh. It's the objective of the story which creates whether or not it fails or succeeds in that objective, and therefore is good or bad by a merit.
Despite how funny it is to see the main character from Faulty Towers beat the car with a lightsaber, that isn't what happened. Yet, despite how funny that is. So.
Then I really like Willy's Wonderland. Which is a Nicolas Cage movie, which is basically Five Nights at Freddy's, except he kills all of the animatronics all by himself.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. But it's very badly made.